Hi guys, Dave Dog here. This is the last day of the season. We are away to Hereford. If you look at the table on the right hand side, we can see we are going to finish in 18th position no matter what. We're 3 points in front of Southport with a much better goal difference, 4 points behind Braintree in 17th, currently 15 points above the drop zone. All the four, FC United, Bishop Stortford, Hereford, who we play today, and Warrington have gone down. We have escaped the drop again, 4th successive season. We've not got a new contract yet for next season, so that is a little bit worrying. I went to the board and asked, and they said they'll get back to me shortly. How long shortly is, I don't know, but it could be the end of the save if I don't get a new contract. So let's have a look at how we've done in the last few games. So when we left you in episode 7, we'd drawn 0-0 at home to Guiseley, a drab game that extended our unbeaten run to 6 games, albeit 4 draws in there. We then played Chorley away and it was another draw to extend to 7. Zondo back on the goal trail on 48 minutes, beginning of the second half, after Josh Sheehan had opened the scoring for Chorley. Pretty good performances from some players. The main players, Abonta Homer at 7.3, he's been playing really well but still wants to leave. We'll come across that later. The system we're playing at the moment, the 4-1-3-2, is good defensively, but it's also cutting down the number of goals we score as well. Not particularly on chances, more so on missing the chances that are created. So next game, Matlock at home, was a late winner from Carter Denson, came on a sub and grabbed this late winner 2 minutes into added time. Of the games that we had to play, all the games mainly were against teams fighting for the playoffs. So Chorley were in 7th place, Matlock 8th place. The next one we played, Banbury, were in 5th place. We again drew, so that increased it to 9 games without defeat, but only 3 wins in those 9 games. And look at the goals, not many goals scored, not many goals conceded. A 1-1 draw, and we changed the formation a little bit here. We went to a 4-4-2 with 2 defensive midfielders. It really didn't work for us getting forward, although it looked good. On 9 minutes, Hamed opened the scoring, but just before half time they equalised. Hamed and Longbottom 7.5 in that one. Abonta Homer, as I say, playing well, he got the man of the match at 7.8. So on to the next one, Boston United, top of the league. They've run away with it, as we've already seen in the table. 4-2, doesn't really tell the story. For 60 minutes or so, we were on top and leading 2-0. Hamed scored after 32. Longbottom 58 minutes with a penalty. I thought it was going to be a great result, but then something kicked in with Boston and we could see why they are top of the league. In 10 minutes they scored 3 goals, 66, 73 and 76, and just before the end he added another to make it clear at 4-2. We were pushing forward there, trying to get something out of the game. It could have been a 3-2 possibly if we'd have accepted that, but we tried to get a draw. Defensively, not very good in this one. What could have been, probably, if we'd have gone more defensively. We were uncautious to start with, but if we'd gone more defensively when we were 2-0 up, who knows, it might have been a different story. We lost our 9-game unbeaten run, but to the top of the league. Bit disappointing crowd there at 4:30. Being top of the league, you would think they would bring more support. 80 supporters from Boston. So then we played Alfreton. They were in 13th place and it was a boring 0-0 away from home. We had the better chances, but it was a good defensive performance from us. Corley, good game in goal, 7.5. Another point, we've got far too many draws. We've played so far this season 45 games, 31 of them have been 1 goal in it or draws. We've drawn 15 of our 45 games. 11 of those 1 goal defeats, we've lost the game. So a few more goals and it could have been a lot better. The last game before today was Kings Lynn in the playoff picture in 6th place. We managed to stop the top scorer in the league, Ryan Edmondson. We scored early. Harry Lovick, 5 minutes. Tragic error by the goalkeeper. I'm going to show you this one. Lovick picks it up on the left, finally gets a cross in. It looks like a cross with his right foot. Keeper comes, misses it and bounces in off the post. How's that one for a nice start? So this was a game that was very similar to the Boston game in that Kings Lynn finally got their act together. They took Edmondson off and brought Tyrese Briscoe on, who scored on 82 minutes. A minute later, Foyo made it 2-1, and then they had 2 goals disallowed late on for offside. we come into today's game without a win in 4 against Hereford, who have been relegated, away from home. We're going to go in positive on this one, and let's have a look at the team today. We're playing 1 or 2 younger players in this game. We've been putting them on a sub as we've been going through these fixtures, but it's Macaulay in goal, ever present this season. Right back is Dunstan. Harding comes in at right centre back. He's a 2-star, possible 5-star potential. Bushell has been telling me in the suggested team that he should be playing most of the game, so he gets a start today. Partnering skipper Montahoma. Ferguson on the left side has been playing really well recently. 6.8, you can see his average. Probably just needed a run in the team. New signing Tom Chiabi is our defensive midfielder. He started 1 or 2 games but has not showed the promise that we hoped from him, but he gets a start today. I've tried to leave out the players that are not under contract or are definitely not signing, apart from a Montahoma. Williams is the deep line playmaker. He's just signed a new contract, taking the position that Will Truman more or less made his own. Truman's on the bench today. He's been coming on a sub, but he's only 45 minutes of action. We're very glad to see him back after a long injury. On the right, we've got Harry Lovick. On the left, we've got young Shamov, Mikhail Shamov. He's played 1 or 2 games. He's a 2-star, but 4.5-star possibility. 14 pace, quite quick, and we're going on attack with those 2 today and a positive mentality. Up front, we've got top scorer David Hamed, but we've also got a target man in Di Gregorio. He is 2-star also, but 5-star potential, and he is starting for the first time today. Heading is 16, jumping reach 11, strength 14. From when he's played previously, he does give the ball away quite a lot. He's had possession and they've taken it off him. On the bench, we've got Kwanzaa, Sams, Truman, Toho, young player who I expect good things from. He's been playing well in the under-18s, and Denson is the sub forward. So let's get into today's game. We're going in positive, custom gegenpress in a 4-1-3-2, and see if we can finish off with a win. The pre-match team talk then. These fans have been fantastic for us all season. Go out there and give them one last performance to cheer for, and that's motivated Tom Chiabi. All the others composed or normal. At least nobody's nervous. Let's hope we put in a performance to match. And they line up 4-2-3-1 standard. A relegated team. We should be winning this one. Let's kick off then. And they are the favourites for this game, surprisingly. 6-4 favourites, but there's not much in it. 13-8 we are. Not much happening. We've had 1 shot so far, and the momentum's neither going one way or the other to start with. Let's have a look. Cal Smith, press. Where's he? Full back. Yep, go on then. And we've had nothing on target. We've had 1 shot to say we're on positive, which is disappointing. Remove, get stuck in. We create too many fouls. Yep, go on then. We've done 10 fouls and they are on top, but we've come into it towards the end in added time. It's a free kick and hits the bar, and a Dunstan clears, and not the first half we wanted there. 0-0, 2 shots, nothing on target, so something has got to change here. The half-time team talk then, and players not playing very well, especially the younger players that are in. Of those, Mark Harding is the pick at 6.9, but Charby 6.4, Shamov 6.5 and Di Gregorio 6.5. So we need to put a rocket up them and let them know we've got to win this. Let's go with what Danny Bushell is saying. We're not going to win if we don't shoot. And that's fired everybody up apart from a Dunstan who looks disheartened. So let's have a word with him. He's become our record appearance maker now. 187th appearance this is for him. Told you in the last video that Sam Fielding had got that record, but he's been out injured for 4 or 5 games, and a Dunstan has now taken the record. So let's have a word with a Dunstan and say you're doing well, keep it up, and that's returned him to normal, so that's good. Let's get into the second half then, and hopefully we might get a few more shots and some on target. 0.07 RXG, but it looks like the same happening, nothing's happening. And highlight here, but it's Hereford, the relegated side, taking this free kick, knocks it forward. That's what I like to say, don't lose it. Yes he does. A Bontahoma, what were you doing there? Just stops the ball and said to Mitchell, have a shot. That was terrible. Let's shout and skip that. Shout and fire up the entire team. We've got a highlight coming up to 60 minutes, but it's Hereford. We've not seen anything from us at all really. And Tuck with the ball, knocks it back. Powell knocks it in. Mitchell again's running in. Is he going to double his tally? No. Tuck, yes he is. No, saved by Macaulay there. And they've still got the ball, it's not being cleared. Luca hits the bar. Grief, how did they not score there? We're going to make some changes because we're just not doing anything here. 0.07, and the relegated side with less possession are on top. Charby is 6.4. Shamov and Di Gregorio 6.3. Nothing going on up front. Truman can do 45. I'm going to bring him on. Williams is okay. We're going to take Shamov off, bring Truman on, and move him towards the centre. So we've got the left side open. I'd rather have the right side open, as I've said before, so we'll move Lovick over to the left. Di Gregorio certainly not taking his chance. I'm going to bring Carter Denson on up front. So 2 changes there, 2 youngsters coming off, not taking the chance today. So there are 2 changes. Let's see if we can at least get a goal or a shot even, but it's a corner to Hereford, and he's taking his time. Come on ref, how long is he taking with this? Signalled by Mitchell, the goal scorer. Knocks it in near post, and Bush doubles the tally. Very poor defending that, the near post corner. But look at that, free header. Absolutely poor defending was that. Right, let's rip into them now. We're going to make another change. Toho on for Charby, and we're going to go in the midfield. We're going to move Truman up to play further forward as an attacking midfielder. Let's make him on support. So it's a 4-3-1-2, and we're going to go attacking. Nothing to lose now. 2-0 down. Doesn't look like I'm going to get my new contract based on this performance. We've just not been in the game. Look at that momentum. Nothing at all, and no shots on target. We're starting to come into the game now. Look at that. The formation has changed it, but we're not going to get anything at all. We're going to go down to a very poor 2-0 defeat at relegated Hereford, and a very poor end to the season. We don't want to see them walking around the pitch. A lap of honour for relegation. Abontoma again, our main man, a lot better, and a Dunstan, the more experienced players, certainly coming to fore. Ferguson not bad at 6.8, and Harding the best of the younger players at 6.7. A lot to work on, especially forward wise. We went into that game positive, and we did have 1 shot on target at the end. It's a very poor finish, and I wouldn't be surprised if I don't get offered a contract. So we finish in 18th place, 48 points from 46 games, but certainly not the season we were looking for. We did finish 14 points above the drop zone, so pretty clear, but we were looking for top half, and that's what may come back to bite me with the board. I actually said after last season we could finish top half, and the players have held me to this. So great news, Peter Crouch has come back to me and told me they're going to offer me a new deal shortly. So the new contract has been accepted. We agree you deserve greater job security, for therefore you will be offered a new contract. So we will carry on, but there's got to be lots of changes for next season. So I'll run through the squad then and give you some sort of idea of who might be with us next season. Good news also, we've made a signing, Michael Jacobs, on a free transfer is arranged for the 18th of May, but he's currently on a trial deal. An experienced player and someone we've been looking for. He's an inverted winger on the left, but he's also right-footed, can play right side as well. Lots of experience. He's 4-star current ability. It says at the bottom, important player, but maybe past his best. He has experience at a lot higher level than this. We've not fully scouted him as yet, but it was too good an opportunity to turn down. If you look at his career, he last played at Grimsby. They were relegated into League 2, but in League 1, the season prior to this, 29 games, 3 assists, 6.8 in League 1. and prior to that 43 games, 3 goals, 15 assists, 8 player match. A decent player for them a couple of seasons ago, and all his career has played at a higher level. So he is the first one in the door for the new team. We'll go through the others then. Contracts running out. Kwanzaa has said he didn't want to sign. He's one of those considering his options. Abontahoma is on the transfer list and exploring his options. So it's watch this space, but don't think we're going to see them. Tom Sams has come round recently. We had a meeting between Abontahoma, Sams and Zondo, who were moaning about us not finishing in the top half. I tried to talk them round, and Sams was the only one that agreed with what I was saying. Abontahoma and Zondo, you would think they're going to leave. Will Longbottom leaving on a free transfer, so he, as one of the initial players here, will be leaving. A regular player for us, and that's taking some goals and assists out of the team. Possibly replaced him with Jacobs. Original player here, Sam Fielding, I've offered him a contract. He won't sign at the moment. Dunstan is the same. He's the current record holder. 41 games he's played for us this season, 6 assists. Decent player who I'd re-sign. Lloyd Smith is out of contract. I'm not sure whether we're going to offer him a new contract. I gave him a couple of games in the recent games, and he's got 4-star potential ability, but I suppose it's difficult when you're being out in the cold all season and coming for one game. Finn O'Boyle will definitely not be signing. We had words, and he's been put on the transfer list, and his form this season has been very poor compared to the previous seasons. 34 appearances, 3 goals, 2 assists compared to 7 goals and 12 assists last season. 7.11, 6.73. He has dropped this season, although he's not been a regular player, especially in the second half of the season. Alex Williams has signed a new contract on £100 a week, up from 40. Yeah, that was a low wage, was 40 when he started. Zondo, another one, transfer listed. Hamed is still to sign a contract and exploring options. Definitely want to re-sign him. Top scorer this season with 14, not as many as previous seasons, but his assists is up to 7. A lot of players up in the air and won't discuss contracts at the moment. Maybe that'll be different when I get my contract. Shamov, played him a few games, given him another contract, slightly increased money, so he'll be with us. John Joe Brazel, again he's had games. They're both in the same spot really, left-sided wingers. Carter Denson, considering his options. McLaughlin has played well in the under-18s, but not when he's played in the first team, so he may be going. Brandon Barber, he's not had a chance this season, but played well in the under-18s and still got lots of potential. We'll probably offer him a new deal. Mark Harding, again same with him, he's a 5-star potential, so we're going to get busy and offer some of these players new deals. Harry Lovick has just signed a new contract, £300 a week till 2027, so he's had a good season. 46 appearances, 5 goals, 6 assists. Could have been better. Tom Chiabi, he's just signed, certainly not showing any potential as yet. He's played 12 games, 6.51. It's time for some of these youngsters to start showing something. Will Truman signed a new contract, but he's not happy. He's been transfer listed, but he's under contract for next season. Promised that he'll be sold. We'll have to wait and see with him. Tom McCauley's under contract. Ferguson, Di Gregorio, Toho, those are all under contract for another season, so it's really up in the air. I'm going to go away and try sort this out. Getting my contract may help with these players to make a decision, or may decide they want to leave, but something has got to change for next season. We've got to change the whole outlook of the team instead of fighting relegation, going upwards. So if you've enjoyed this, please leave a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I hope to see you for the season review. Will be the next episode. Thanks very much for watching. This is Dave Dog. Goodbye for now.